Yeah, hi there, and these comments are for Takahiro. And first of all, welcome to my online TOEFL course, the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. I'm delighted to have you as one of my students. And let's take a look at your situation. So, you want to get an MBA here in the United States. You need to get 90 or even 100 points on the TOEFL IBT. So you took the TOEFL last month for the first time. Your score was 57. You scored 12 points in the reading, 12 points in the listening, 19 points in the speaking, and then 14 points on the writing. You say, it's the first time I've taken the TOEFL. I have studied vocabulary and grammar by using the Barron textbooks. I want to get at least 80 by the end of the year and 100 points within 6 months. I'm still checking the courses. I have no idea which one I should start from. Can you give me some advice? And can I ask questions by email? Yes, you can do that. Exactly what you did here, no problem. So I have some suggestions for you in terms of using my course. First of all, you realize that it's going to take you some time to reach your goal. That's the first step. Now, the next step is that you need to start doing some practice. Now, studying a TOEFL book right now is probably not the best idea for you because you don't just want to get TOEFL IBT skills and strategies, but you want to build your academic English language proficiency. Now, this is how my online course is different from a lot of TOEFL books. I'm actually helping you build your English language proficiency, so even after you've taken the TOEFL, you can succeed when you're doing reading and writing and speaking and listening and so on, right? So my suggestions are, number one, get in the habit right now of reading for about 45 minutes every day or as often as you can do this. Number two, get in the habit of practicing listening every day or as often as you can. At least about 45 to 60 minutes is really, really good. This is going to help you. Now, in both cases, as you do the reading and the listening practice, focus on notes. You want to develop a note-taking system, Takahiro, because it's very important to take notes for all sections of the TOEFL IBT. Now, as you practice taking notes on the reading and the listening passages, your notes in the beginning are not going to be that good, but just stick with it. Your purpose here, focus on the most important supporting points of the reading and the listening passages. Get it down, Takahiro, in note form. Now, using your notes, I want you to write 3 academic summaries each week. Each summary should be about 250 words. So that's 750 words of writing just based on the reading and the listening practice that you're doing. Now, this writing, I don't need to evaluate it. You're just practicing. You're just getting used to writing about academic material. Now, if you need any suggestions about websites for your reading, I suggest newspapers, magazines, longer books. Now, for listening practice, I recommend, if you have English TV, documentary, science, news, and history type programs. These will be higher level, more difficult vocabulary, and a little bit more challenging for you. Now, there's also websites online if you don't have English TV in Japan. So, you probably do though, but if you don't, you can go to National Public Radio. That's a good website for listening. Number 2, you can go to TED Talks, TED-TALKS, TED Talks. The third one is Randall's Cyber Listening Lab. Right? That's a great website, an ESL website. Now, my third suggestion, Randall's Cyber Listening Lab, this is good when you want to measure your listening comprehension. You want to see how much you can actually remember by completing practice tests. So, as you do the reading and the listening, I recommended 3 academic writing summaries each week. You should also practice speaking about this information, Takahiro. So I recommend maybe 3 to 5 oral summaries a week. Again, I don't need to evaluate these. You're just doing it for practice. So your oral summary should be about 60 seconds long, by the way. Right? So these are the first 2 things. Now, if you can do this, Takahiro, for the next 3 to 6 months, just these first 2 things, it really helps a lot with your reading, your listening, your integrated writing, and your integrated speaking. It helps a lot in those areas. Now, my last suggestion is, because you're one of my students now, I'm going to give you some suggestions on how you can use my online TOEFL course to get the maximum benefit based on your current academic English language proficiencies. Now, my recommendation right now is focus, first of all, in the first 3 areas of my course. You don't have to use a study guide. You don't have to follow exactly the directions you'll see at my website. But what you should do is set aside time each day to do some vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar practice. So each day you're focusing in those 3 areas, maybe, until you can finish those 3 sections. This will probably take you about 3 months. Now, some parts of the vocabulary are grueling, they're time-consuming, it's difficult, but I promise you, there are very big dividends. You will get very good results if you can learn the words in the vocabulary part of my course. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday right now, you want to do vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar practice. Now that means that you want to start posting. You need to post your pronunciation pretest for me so I can evaluate and give you some suggestions as to what your weak points are with your pronunciation. Also, Takahiro, you can take a grammar pretest, and that will tell you what your weaknesses are with your grammar. You can do that in the grammar part of my course. Now, once you finish the first 3 sections of my course, namely vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar, next I want you to spend time with listening and reading. Maybe for the next 2 months, you can focus on my listening and my reading lessons. So maybe when you get to that part, each day you'll do listening and reading practice. Listening, reading, right? Now, once you finish those 2 sections, then you can get into the writing and the speaking parts of my course, right? So probably at that point, you should have the academic English language that you need to put together some coherently organized and developed speaking and writing responses for me to grade. You see how it's going? Now, what I'm giving you right now is just a suggestion. You can use my course any way you like. You can do whatever you want. You have complete access to over 700 lessons in all 7 areas of my course. You see what I'm saying? But my suggestion is, because your TOEFL right now is so low and you want a really, really high score of maybe 90 to 100, to me it makes a lot of sense that you work in the first 3 parts of my course, since these are the basic kind of English language proficiency skills you need before you tackle the main part of the TOEFL exam. Alrighty? Anyway, welcome to my course. I'm glad to have you as a student, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.